Today, let's have some fun trying to debug VR. I have a Unity project here. It's a VR project, and it's using some OPC. It's using some other people's code. It's got this HVR player controller, HVR stuff. That's a plugin from the asset store or something. Problem there is nobody knows how it works. So the source code is here. But when it doesn't work the way you want it to, it's up to us to debug, even though we didn't write it. And that can be extremely painful. On top of that, we're going to explore debugging in VR here. This is a VR game, so it can be pretty painful. You put the VR headset on, you do a little thing, and then it doesn't work. And you want to look at your output. You want to hit a breakpoint or something. You can't even see your keyboard. You have to lift it off your head. It's on and off, particularly with glasses. Zero fun. So I've rigged this up. I brought myself a ladder, set the VR headset approximately where I want it, and tuned it until we get it into the right spot. Go. I got a hand. Grab the cartridge. Put the cartridge in. Okay. The bug is when you touch it, it comes out and you cannot re-grab the same cartridge until you take your hand away and then back. All right, I've added some print debuggers down at the bottom there to try and see what happens when it works versus what happens when it does not. Okay, it's not working now. I'm not able to grab it. And I rigged something when you press the space bar that it would tell me that it was doing a piece of code. Okay, I'm going to move my hand away now, grab it. Okay, so what's the difference? Why doesn't it let me grab when it's still in there? Why do I have to take my hand away and put it back? That's what I'm looking for. I could put that right there. Let's put the name. The name of the grabber. Okay, launch again. Okay, you're here left hand, you're here right hand, okay? Right hand is doing you're here, right hand is calling check grab. Right hand check grab, no hover target is what we're getting. And there it worked, okay. So right hand check grab, no hover target. I'm gonna take it away and I do the same thing. It says right hand check grab, hover target is legit. So it's the hover target isn't set. Okay, let's take a look at that code where I said you are here. So it did call this code. And check hover is the function it should have done. Let's see, where did it get then in this? Yeah. You are here. Okay, let's take this little piece. We definitely think it goes into check hover. Let's see if it, let's see where it goes. Let's see here. Let's say, I'm going to add the line number also. 780. Because I want a couple of places to see how far it gets, and I had no luck with trying to make breakpoints work with this set. If I put a breakpoint, it completely malfunctioned because of the VR rig. Very, very obnoxious. Okay, 802. here we go. Push it out, pressing space. 780 left hand. Where's right hand? 780 and 795 are both hitting. 780 and 795. Let's go look. Yes, no. So there is no valid hover apparently. We can narrow that down now. We know it's in the closest valid hover. Go to that function. Okay, let's use the name of the grabber. The grabbable. Let's use the name of the grabbable. It's so hard to see what you're doing in here with all these VR things. Okay, that thing. It's this. Okay. Actually, let's change its name. That one. We're going to change its name to Fred. Okay, and save that. And right here, I'm going to say, I want to know if I've got Fred, right? Is the grabbable Fred? If grabbable.name equals Fred. This is our guy. So I'm going to say if input.get key code dot space. Name plus checking Fred. Okay, let's see if we get that far. Just see if we get that. Is Fred even in the list? We don't know. Is Fred even in this list? And if it is the grabber calling this function and finding that Fred is even in the list? Okay, let's do it. Oh, I hate working in VR. I do hate it. All right, let's see. Okay. Hover target Fred. So we're getting it now. So grab it, put it back in. Oh, I lost my hand again, which means this thing disconnected again. So now I want to ask. I'm not seeing Fred in the list at that point, and now I am seeing Fred in the list. Grab bag valid grabbables. So let's see what we know about valid grabbables, because we don't know anything about. What is this? Here's an add. Here's where it's added. Grabbable bag. Closest grabbable. Contains. Looking for somebody that might remove it. Is it clear? Yeah, it looks like this is a per frame clear. All grabbables. Let's see if Fred is in the list. I'm not seeing that new message that I just put. Calculate. Let's go again and see if that's always the same. So this is the left grabber. It has nothing. Interesting. Okay, the right grabber now has nothing. Down. Up, main, grabbable bag. What the hell is this stuff? What is this? There's grabbable bags. What the heck is that? Right here, it goes through, and if anything has been destroyed, or it is for some reason deactivated, or here's the one I think that I suspect is it has been set to not enabled. It removes it from the all grabbables. So let me do this. Let me say let's make sure we see that. Okay, it's stuck again. Grab the thing. Put it in. Disable to Fred. Okay. Stinking thing is dark again. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at what did we get. So we did add the Fred to the grab bag right there, and we can see the call stack where that happened, but it was immediately disabled. Grab the cartridge, put the cartridge in. The grabbable is disabled. We'll clear it. It's now enabled, but no one called add grabbable again. Okay, so what did we learn? The problem is the grabbable script is disabled when it gets sucked in, and the grabbable script is re-enabled when it comes out, but by that point no one is calling add grabbable again, because the add grabbable is called by a trigger. So what if we just didn't do that? Call this hypothesis. I don't know what unintended consequences that would have, so would not want to do that officially, but let me use the left hand here. Gimme. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want to do. But the unintended consequences could be serious. I don't know what's relying on that. I don't like that it immediately grabs that back, but that's known. That's a half-second timer I see you guys have on that. That actually works pretty well, but that is the core of the problem. The problem is that the grabbable was disabled. Disabled grabbables. And we're gonna find all references to that, and we're going to say Okay. All right. So there you go. That ought to do it. I'm going to send that off. Clean that up a little bit. I'll send that off. What are the big takeaways? One, working in VR and trying to develop is very, very hard. We got some little tricks like prop up your VR rig. You need to cover the light sensor that's in there, or it will not work. And that didn't even seem to work reliably over here on this setup. But it helped a little. If I was doing another VR game professionally, I would absolutely create a first-person game, like first-person keyboard and mouse game with a VR version. Both versions would exist, and I always get like, how could you do that? Well, the camera is just first-person camera. That's all. You don't need a rig for that. We've got, you just use keyboard and mouse controls. The hands are a little bit harder, but yeah, I would absolutely rig up some kind of keyboard equivalent controls to move a virtual hand around. And that would make this kind of effort so much better. But what I'm saying is nobody's doing that at this point. Yeah, it seems like VR games are design driven and no one really seems to spend much effort on the programming behind that, or thinking about the programming pain behind a VR game. So yeah, that's that. And then what's the next thing is it's super hard to put breakpoints and step in VR. So I did end up just logging out my results and using log debugging over and over and over to just narrow it down and narrow it down and narrow it down until I eventually found the piece of code that was at fault. And then finally, I never really I'm not super comfortable about this solution, but what I've done is I've discovered the problem was when you put the cartridge in the slot, its grabbable is disabled, which makes sense. It's not grabbable while it's in there. So then when you remove it, when it slides back out, the grabbable becomes enabled, but we're using the trigger of when the hand touches the cartridge in the first time to add it to a list of things that are grabbable. And because it's not enabled until it slides out, it immediately removed itself from the list of grabbables. So I've created a separate list of, instead of completely removing yourself, you're going to put yourself into a disabled list, and then we'll keep track of the disabled list and check to see if anything from the disabled list needs to be brought back to life or something. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Hopefully we can clean that up and get that out there. Let's clean it up. So this is a good opportunity to look at some good perforce practice and see what have I done and what do I want to actually commit. Most of this I do not want to commit. Okay. First off, I'm only going to commit any source code, so let's look at what I've done in this file. So that's a keeper. This we're going to lose. So let's go into edit mode. Okay. First one, we're keeping it. This one, we want to lose it, so no. This was more logging. Let's get rid of it. Logging, no. Logging. I did a lot of logging, so we're going to see a bunch of that. This is the keeper, as is that. Okay, so we're going to keep that much. Let's go to this one. So that's logging, 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 logging. Nothing but logging. Let's just revert that entire file. And let's look at this one. I suspect it's the same deal. Okay, so let's push this into a new change list. This is, you can grab a cartridge without moving your hand away first. Okay. All right. And it's gonna have to recompile those changes that are reverted. Before I commit, I'm going to make sure it works. We'll do it properly with the headset on my head. Ooh, it grabbed it right away. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't like the way the slots grab it when I haven't let go. I want it to, and actually that, I feel like I need a leading edge on that one. But I don't think I changed that. What we should test to see. So let's roll that back and see. Yeah, let's just do that for now. So it won't do anything. Let's see if it plays better this way. Okay, hand away, hand on, grab. And it puts it into some other slot. As it is, oh God, it just goes into a slot. You don't really have good control of this. So I touch it, it comes out. That's pretty good. I grab it, and then it just goes into a slot. I don't want that to have that happen. I think the answer really is I should have to stick it in further before it goes in. Okay, I've got it like this. In order to get that to go in, I need it to, like, that is too easy to get in, right? Instead of going in right as soon as I touch the front of it, I think it shouldn't count until I go in much further than that. I should have to boom and, boom it in. But okay, that's that. I will check in that change since I wasn't the one who broke that. It's just the way it is. So it's a minor change. We'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it on a shelf. I'll put it on a shelf for you. Let me show shelf if I haven't shown that on here. What I'll do is, first of all, I had commented something out. Oh yeah, and I wanted to add a little safety net because this is some pretty sketchy code. Let's see. Right here, I'm going to add, I don't want it to double up, so if disabled grabbables.contains grab false. If you don't already contain it, then you can add it. So I'll put that in there. This is a little bit of a safety. Okay, and then let's shelve it. I'm going to shelve files. Go. Okay, that's on the shelf now. And all the rest of this stuff, I'm going to now close Unity and revert it. This was all just stuff that I didn't do really deliberately. Go away. What am I deleting here? Some lock, JSON lock files and stuff. Yeah, go away. Okay. And now I'll email the owner of this file and tell him that that's there. Okay. See you next time.